Now, come on, Jasmine. Sing your heart out, honey. You may be a middle school graduate with only part-time job experience, but don't let that hold you back. Wow, I must admit, I wasn't expecting such a beautiful singing voice from you. My mother-in-law looked at me with a smirk and stared me down. Well, sometimes a little humiliation can motivate us to improve, right? You know, I actually have a degree in music. And guess what? I have a special opportunity for you to showcase your talent at our upcoming family gathering. Even if you shed a tear or two, I won't lend a helping hand. It's time to prove that your lack of formal education doesn't define your abilities. Don't worry about sounding ugly in front of the guests. All eyes will be on you, including our relatives. It may be unfamiliar territory, but trust me, you'll do great. I can sense the nerves building up, but I also see the excitement in your eyes. Today, you'll conquer your smirking mother-in-law with your favorite song. Take a deep breath and let's do this. Before we continue, let me introduce myself. My name is Jasmine, and I live with my husband, Trevor, our wonderful 4-year-old daughter, Ivy, and my mother-in-law. Trevor used to be a regular customer at the cafe where I work. We quickly fell in love after getting to know each other. After a few years of dating, Trevor and I were blessed with a beautiful new addition to our lives, and we decided to tie the knot. When I first visited Trevor's parents' house, I was greeted with warmth and kindness from my mother-in-law. It was a relief to see that she was such a kind-hearted person. I knew deep down that we would get along just fine. The joy of giving birth to my daughter brought immense happiness and relief to my life. At the same time, we made the decision to move in with my in-laws. It was a bit nerve-wracking to navigate parenthood while both Trevor and I were working, but we were determined to make it work. I thought that we would be able to help each other with this kind mother, so I willingly agreed to live with her. But this was the beginning of my days in hell. Hey Jasmine, if you were home, prepare dinner right away. What? This tastes disgusting. You are truly incapable of making a good income. That's why I hate middle school graduate. Ever since I moved in with my parents-in-law, my mother-in-law has changed too drastically. My mother-in-law, who used to be kind to me, started to be hard on me as if she had changed because she didn't like me. A part-time walker with a middle school diploma. Trevor and I both work and I come home every day just as tired as Trevor. But she orders me to make dinner, criticizes the taste of the food, and even complains about my salary on weekends. My mother-in-law would often take Trevor and Ivy away from home while I was still asleep. I spent a lonely weekend by myself. Every time Jasmine is tired from her daily chores. So let's let her sleep. Said so. She plays the caring mother-in-law. Seems like Trevor is completely fooled by her act. Hey, Mom is just being nice to you. For minutes, you know, I don't think you should complain, Jasmine, you are a bit rude. I insisted to Trevor that I wanted to spend weekends with Ivy, but he wouldn't take me seriously. My mother-in-law is just trying to keep Ivy and me away from each other. As a mother, I was sad that my precious time with my beloved daughter was being taken away as the month went by. Ivy now 4 years old. Ask me, Mommy, are you fighting with Grandma? What, honey? Why? Grandma said Mommy is being mean to her. Huh? I don't know what she's talking about. By this time, my mother-in-law had started to talk shit about me to Ivy. She is the one being mean to me. Oh, I remember. I think we had a bit of a fight the other day. I'm sorry, Ivy. I'll apologize to Grandma soon, so don't worry. Okay. All I could do was say, so then one day Ivy was going to sing a song at the kindergarten recital. Since I'm a good singer, I promised to teach Ivy how to sing. The following weekend, yay. Mommy's going to teach me. I can't wait. My mother-in-law has been depriving me of my weekend time with Ivy for so long. This weekend we could be together. I couldn't wait for the weekend to come, but on the morning of the longer-waited weekend, I saw the worst possible sight. Come here, Ivy. Grandma will teach you a song. My mother-in-law was about to take Ivy to her room. Hey, wait a minute. Please. I promised Ivy that I would teach her to sing today. I hurried to stop her, but my mother-in-law turned around and said, "What? How can you teach her to sing? You are only a junior high graduate and a part-time walker. Right?" Again, my mother in Lumen Funnel, my area. Well, singing has nothing to do with that, don't you think? I couldn't resist recording, but my mother-in-law snickered and continued. I graduated from a famous music school. Don't you think I'm more qualified than you who has no education? My mother-in-law looks down at me with her hand over her mouth as if she were a noble woman. Maybe you are right. I think you were great, but Ivy was looking forward to singing with me today. In response to my desperate plea, my mother-in-law's words came out as a shock to me. But Jasmine, Ivy would rather have me than you know. Isn't that right? Ivy? When my mother-in-law asked her, my daughter, who had been silent until then, opened her mouth and said, "Sorry, Mommy, I want Grandma to teach me today." I was so shocked that I couldn't find the worst "Mommy, I'm sorry." I came back to myself at the sound of Ivy's anxious voice. "Oh, it's okay, honey. Then have fun with Grandma." Okay. Okay. I forced a smile. To reassure Ivy, my mother-in-law closed the door as if she was proud of her victory. The day of the recital, Ivy successfully sang a Twinkle, Twinkle, a song my mother-in-law had taught her. "You sung very well, Ivy," my mother-in-law was so proud of her. I, too, was proud of Ivy, but I felt a certain discomfort. Of course, it was my daughter's singing voice, so it was very lovely and wonderful. But I honestly felt that it was the same as usual, even though it was taught by someone who graduated from a music school. That was my honest impression. When I came home from the recital, my mother-in-law said to Ivy, "Hey Ivy, this Sunday all of Grandma's friends and relatives are coming over. Why don't you let them hear you sing? Just like the recital, huh? You just want to show off in front of your friends and relatives, don't you?" I thought to myself, but sweet Ivy doesn't know that and answers innocently. "Okay, I will sing for them. I'll be good." My mother-in-law smiles up. My daughter with satisfaction. And then she said to me, with a creepy smile, "So Jasmine, you heard that right? Make sure you prepare the dishes for the guest." What a selfish woman. That night I made a secret request to Ivy. The next Sunday, I woke up early and got busy with the preparation for the gathering. Trevor helped me too. My mother stayed in her room with Ivy because she had to practice for the last time. I am not the one who initiated this recital, and I am the one who has been so busy. Soon after, my mother-in-law's friends and relatives came to visit one after another. As soon as everyone was there, my mother-in-law started to show off Ivy's song and boast about her grandchild. "Come on Ivy, sing a song for everyone." When Ivy sang, the place was filled with applause. Isn't her voice beautiful? I taught her how to sing. Then, Ivy said to her grandma, who was bragging non-stop, "Grandma, let's sing together." "Ooh, ooh, let's sing together." Then my mother-in-law looked a little puzzled, but she and Ivy started singing nursery rhymes together. That night, I had secretly asked Ivy for a favor. "Hey, Ivy, Mommy wants to listen to Grandma's singings too. Can you ask Grandma to sing for me next Sunday?" "Sure. I want to listen to Grandma's singing too." I was genuinely curious about my mother-in-law's singing ability. She had graduated from a music college. But my mother-in-law taught Ivy how to sing, and her singing wasn't that good. I questioned my mother-in-law's singing ability itself. Sure enough, my mother-in-law's singing was not that good. For better or worse, she was just average. Oh, well, I'm not used to singing nursery rhymes. So a strange atmosphere filled the room. My mother-in-law's gaze wandered as she made excuses, and when she saw me, she grinned as if she had found her prey. How about you sing, Jasmine? What? Me? It hits me immediately. You are trying to cover up your inadequacy by humiliating me. Well, I don't think you have a beautiful singing voice 'cause you an uneducated middle school graduate with only a part-time job experience. I have a degree in music and I'm offering you a special opportunity to sing. You won't get another chance like this. You should be grateful. Well, I bet you'll end up humiliating yourself, though I won't help you even if you cry. It's your fault. You are a middle school graduate now. Let's see how ugly you are. Singing could be in front of these guests. I can't wait. My father-in-law talked fast in my ear. She forced me to stand in front of the guests. Now, come on, Jasmine, sing. All of my mother-in-law's friends and relatives were looking at me at once. My mother-in-law, wanting to humiliate me in front of these people, looked at me with a smirk on her face. I took a deep breath and began to sing. The next moment, everyone in the room yaps for air. I knew that they were listening to my singing. I sang a song by a very famous artist that everyone had heard at least once. In fact, I was confident in my voice, having once aspired to be a voice actor. I sang the song perfectly. My mother-in-law's friends and relatives burst into a close. They all seemed surprised at my singing ability. As for my mother-in-law, her face was pale and she was embarrassed. Instead of being embarrassed, I was the one who ended up being praised. No wonder. Why? How can you sing so well? I answered my mother-in-law, who was in shock, with a trampoline voice. Well, I wanted to be a voice actor, and I had a lot of training with my voice, including singing. I was also in the church choir since I was small. I even won a prize in a competition. You've never told me that, I continued, but I was sure. You must be a better singer than me 'cause you graduated from a music college, right? I would really love to listen to you sing a song this time. Choose a song in your specialty, please, Grandma, I want to hear you sing too. Then I rejoined in I can't. After hearing your sing like that, my mother-in-law looks around for help, breaking out in a cold sweat. But her friends and relatives are all looking expectantly at her, a graduate of a music college. My mother-in-law sighed at our inescapable situation and began to sing without any choice. Her singing was even worse than I expected. The people were giving her cold stares. It can be helped. I measured in piano. Yes, the fact that my mother-in-law majored in piano, but she was not good at singing. Then Ivy said to her grandma, who was in a hurry to make excuses. Oh, Grandma, you are not a good singer, are you? My mother-in-law's face turned pale when her proud grandchild said that to her. Trevor, my husband, looked uncomfortable at the situation. Ivy continued. Grandma, you said Mommy was too stupid to sing. Didn't you? He always said that Mommy was mean to you, but wasn't it you, Grandma, being mean to my mommy? What? Ivy, as if interrupt him. His mother, Trevor, opened his mouth. Ivy, sweetheart, can you tell Daddy more about this? Then Ivy began to desperately talk about all the abusive things my mother-in-law had said to me in her prayer language. She understood that my mother-in-law had always been hurt on me, and she was hurt even as a child. I thought, if I play with Grandma, then Grandma won't be mean to Mommy. So, I told Grandma I wanted her to teach me singing, but she kept saying mean things about Mommy and I didn't like that. The only reason Ivy chose my mother-in-law over me that weekend was to protect me from her. Ivy's thoughtfulness choked both Trevor and me to the bone. Trevor's words pierced through the tense silence as he quietly confronted my mother-in-law, who seemed lost for words. Mom, you've been deceiving me, haven't you? pretending to be kind while causing pain to my family. I can't live with someone who inflicts harm. Jasmine, I'm sorry I didn't understand when you reached out for help. Let's get out of here and start a new life. Just the three of us." His words brought me an overwhelming sense of relief, finally freeing me from the clutches of my mother-in-law. I felt a surge of mixed emotions, grateful for Trevor's support and yet hating the fact that it had come to this. "I'll apologize. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm your mother," my mother-in-law's voice echoed faintly in the silence. Months passed, and my mother-in-law and I no longer shared a living space. We had kept our new address a secret from her. Trevor and I continued with our busy work routines, but now we had the weekends to spend quality time with Ivy. It was a newfound happiness that filled our hearts. I wanted to make up for the time my mother-in-law had taken away from me and give Ivy the love and attention she deserved. As for my mother-in-law, since that fateful day, she had lost the trust of her friends and relatives. No one wanted to be around her anymore. Rumors about that incident had spread throughout the neighborhood, and she had seemingly isolated herself from the rest of the family. It was a bittersweet feeling, pitying her for the consequences she faced, yet recognizing that she had brought them upon herself. I hoped that through this experience, she would come to understand the pain of others. One weekend, as a family of 3, we decided to treat ourselves and go to a musical. It had been a long time since we had enjoyed such an outing together, and the anticipation was palpable. This time, we could bring Ivy along. Who knows, this musical might spark a dream in her heart, igniting a desire to become a musical star. I couldn't wait to witness the unfolding of my precious daughter's future. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed the story, please subscribe to our channel for more content. I look forward to sharing our adventures with you in the next video. Until then, take care and see you soon.